Because we are getting into this last month of the challenge, you have a lesson coming up, and it's kind of like a mindset thing, a little pep talk about how there's no right or wrong way to do these things, like how to live, I guess, and to eat. It's all about choices and whether they line up with what you want out of life. So I get asked quite a bit, how do you do this like year round? Like, how do you eat this way all the time? And in reality, it's not necessarily that I have to make myself do it. It's just I understand what the aftermath is going to be and the results that I will get. Not meaning like weight loss results. I mean quality of life results that I will get based off of the choices that I make in the short term. Okay, so I'm going for that whole, I'm going to say no to the short-term gratification majority of the time in order to have that long-term, results or long-term return. Because I was running today. I usually go on a little jog or a walk or something on Wednesdays, and it's just kind of like me listening to music, or I listen to a podcast or something like that, and it usually gives me some good ideas, or I just start reflecting on things. And one of the things is that like I was feeling pretty tired, like pretty beat down or whatever, just like physically, mentally been kind of exhausted too, and it would be easy to say, oh, I'm not going to go on my walk, or oh, I'm not going to eat my habits or whatever. I feel like going through the drive-thru or whatever it is. But really, when it comes down to it, I know that in that moment that I'm not making these choices just for right now. I'm making these choices because later in life, I don't want it to be as hard. Like I've been thinking about aging a lot lately too. And so like my body doesn't recover as fast as it used to. And there's, more worries and, stuff like that. Things just pop up all the time, and you just don't know where life is kind of going to take you and what you're going to have to deal with, moving forward. And I don't want my health to be one of those things that I have to worry about. So for me, when it comes down to, whether or not I make these choices during the day or not, or I keep at it, keep trying to get after it, doing these habits. It's not really, I'm having to force myself to do it, because I know that in the end it's going to pay off, and I'm going to be able to handle other things a lot better. Whether you have a rough patch, a rough month, a rough year, hello 2020, if you can have some control over your health, you're going to be able to manage and weather storms a lot better. I mean, we talk about you figuring out why you're doing this. And I guess that's what I'm kind of trying to get at, is you have to understand your why. And a lot of people's whys can be vanity driven, in the beginning. But after you've been doing it a while, and we hope through this process and through this, this program, that you have been learning that, while you may have expected to punish yourself in order to get to the point where you are or you're going to be, hopefully you have learned that it's not about punishing, but it's about retraining your mindset and retraining your brain to understand that this process of, becoming a person that drinks more water, eats more plants, eats protein, feeds their body properly in order to thrive, it's a never-ending process. Yes, it evolves, and it's about daily choices that you have to make, but the process, the real goal, is to live in the process, not the end point, not the finish line, not the goal weight. Your goal, your ultimate goal for anyone, no matter who they are, is to have self-control over their health. Don't rely on other people to help you, in a way when it comes to your health, because you're the one that knows your body, you're the one that knows your lifestyle, likes, dislikes, and all the things. So that's why I say there's no wrong way to do this, because it all depends on what you want out of it. And we hope that you're starting to understand that learning to live in the process rather than rushing to the end of some goal is not where it's at, because you'll eventually get to your goal, and then guess what? You just make a new one. And that's the beauty of it, that you just keep building and building and building. Or you reach a point in life where, hey, I've got this control over my health where it's not a burden, it's not something that I have to stress about, it's just what I do, it's how I live. And then like what I said earlier, you're able to manage other things that pop up. That is the ultimate goal for Clean Kitchen. I don't want anyone that runs through Clean Kitchen, that goes through our program, to come out of it thinking they don't have a handle on what they need to do for a lifetime. So, we're all about trying to create awareness, and awareness is the first step in change. You can't have self-control if you're not aware of things that you're doing, or aware of what helps you, move forward. And so as you go into this last month, we really want you to kind of, dig in. Maybe you're there. Maybe you are, rocking and rolling with your habits, and you're just on cruise control. And that is fantastic. But maybe you've had a few bumps and bruises along the way, but you're still keeping with it. Know that is perfectly fine. And that is a part of everyone's process. You will have bumps and bruises even well past the 12 weeks. But learning these awareness tools and these mindset changes and in this perspective of that it's the process that I'm living in, and I want to live in that process forever. There's no end to it. It just kind of gets more ingrained in me where it's not as stressful. Like, that's the goal that we're after. You become these things where it's just what you do. And so if you're still struggling with, getting on autopilot, that's totally fine. You have a whole month with your coach. And in the Clean Kitchen Facebook page, we've definitely got the holidays coming up. And so that's going to be a struggle bus for a lot of people. And we'll have some more talks about that. But just know that you are not alone if you have had hit little potholes here and there along the journey. Keep at it. I promise, it will pay off for the rest of your life. And if anything, it changes your mindset over what you think you have to do in order to live a quality life. So that's what we're all about.